stocks our strategists feel are poised to deliver positive returns are featured now in their top stock picks of the week.
What better way to kick off the month of May than with a couple of fresh top stock picks? So we've asked our strategists here, Kevin Cook, Senior Equity Strategist at Zacks, and Jeremy Mullen, editor of Zacks Counterstrike, to come in, sit with us, and favor us with a couple of companies that they're looking at on their radar. Kevin, you're in the health category.
Yep, healthcare continues to be one of my favorite areas to invest in. The long-term demographics support it. Obviously, biotech has always been a favorite of mine. But I actually have a hospital today, one that I've owned for FTM for a while, and that's Acadia Healthcare. They're a behavioral specialty hospital, so they specialize in psychiatric treatment and rehab. Taking a look here at their website, they if you just go to the homepage, you get to see various places that they run. And the idea is when you look at this, you get the idea that they all have unique names. They're centered in a community, that caters to that community, whether it's psychiatric needs or substance abuse needs. $5.5 billion company that just reported last week 9% organic growth. But the other way they're growing is through mergers and acquisitions. They're now the largest behavioral care company in the U.S. and in the UK. They just made a large acquisition in the UK, a $2 billion deal. Priori Group is like rehab for the stars in the UK. So it's high-end treatment. And let's take a look at the estimates here. After the report, a few estimates were bumped up, but looking at the detailed estimates page, we're looking at over 27% earnings growth this year, clocking in at $2.85 per share. And next year, they're going to hit over $3.40, which would be over 20% EPS growth. And so I continue to like the story. I think there's a lot of stocks and sectors I want to stay away from right now, and just because of the way the markets are right now, do you invest in industrials and materials now? Do you bet on the American consumer? I think that this business is a longer-term story, and it's more insulated from any economic downturn. What's holding the stock back, though, I think this should be a $75 stock. This acquisition in the UK is under review by the UK's equivalent of our FTC for, in terms of antitrust issues. So it's called the CMA over there. They're still looking at the situation, but there's been no outcry that this merger, that this buyout shouldn't happen. So I think that's what's holding the stock back here in the low 60s, and that's why I want to continue to own it, and I would encourage others to take advantage of the uncertainty. There's also uncertainty about anything in the UK with the Brexit vote coming up, and if the British pound is going to tank further. So Acadia Healthcare, I think you want to buy it here in the low 60s, long-term growth story.
Okay, so a little concerned, but the patient's not on life support.
Exactly.
Jeremy, you've got AMC Networks.
Yeah.
Television network.
Television. It's all about television and networks. AMC, a lot of people are familiar with it. They own AMC Network, or the AMC channel,
right.
We Television, BBC America, IFC, and Sundance. So a couple different channels that are out there that are popular and have a lot of shows. Some of these shows are Breaking Bad, Mad Men, Walking Dead, and lately they had the derivative of Breaking Bad, which is Better Call Saul. A fan favorite of mine. I love Better Call Saul. Now, a problem with AMC lately has been this concern of peak programming. So Breaking Bad is no longer there anymore. Mad Men is no longer there anymore. Walking Dead is kind of winding down. So how are they going to produce this new content and keep the revenue coming in, keep the growth coming in? Well, they are expanding programming and developing platforms for SVOD, which is subscription video on demand, which is kind of like a Netflix, a Hulu, this kind of programming that is kind of shifting the way people are watching television. Instead of paying that big cable bill, they are paying $5 here, $7 here to watch their favorite TV shows. Right. So that is kind of how AMC is going to grow. Now, it's not there yet, but where the stock is now is not pricing in this at all. It has 11 forward PE, so PE is very low, the valuation is very low. A market cap's around $5 billion, and earnings are May 5th, and what's gonna happen when they come out with earnings is they're going to show kind of the estimates are right in line, I believe, and then going forward, the current year estimates are actually trickling up. So if you look at this price and consensus chart, you can see the price of the stock is 64, down from 86 area, and the consensus estimates are still remain high. So I'm thinking this is a good opportunity this week, earnings are May 5th, to get long the stock in front in anticipation there might be a surprise here. What I really like about this, all the shorts are betting against the company. It has a short flow of 15%, and if they can beat estimates and surprise to the upside, this stock could have a nice little short squeeze going into the end of the year and maybe trickle back towards that 86 2015 highs.
But it is all about the content.
Oh yeah, they have to keep developing that content, and if they do, this stock will definitely head back up and prove the shorts wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you both for that. You can find more stock information on our website, zacks.com. If you go there, just link to it all off the homepage, and you'll have a lot to choose from. With Kevin and Jeremy, I'm Terry Ruffalo.